Welcome into KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week, presented to you by Heidemann and Associates, as we've come up for a Region 1 special. The Davis Darts preparing to host the Weber Warriors. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. Please be joined by Moose Bingham. Moose, Davis, Weber, both these two teams off to really strong starts. Well, good recent play in recent weeks. Coming in with region title hopes on the line, but it starts tonight for each side.
Absolutely. There's some absolute ballers here on each side, and I'm excited to watch Davis's D-line. I'm excited to watch the middle linebacker for Weber bring the pain. I'm excited to watch Salisi Moa. There's so many kids here that have Division I potential and Division I aspirations that can have it realized tonight, Dane.
Yeah, there are a lot of talented players on both sides. We'll get into that as the game goes on. Davis, wearing the brown and gold, will come out to receive the opening kickoff. As look, you talk about the Davis Darts, you talk about how good they've been up front. They're 4-1 to start the year. They lost the opener to Lehigh 28-14. Since that point, a 4-game winning streak coming off a shellacking of Taylorsville. But this might be one of the first tests since that week one for the Darts. We might learn a lot tonight about Davis.
This is one interesting thing. As you guys can see, they've got two kickers out there looking like they're going to start with an onside kick. Let's see if this actually comes to fruition.
Well, we'll talk about that. Weber has had a couple of things that has they've had to work through as the season's gone on, and they're at a point where maybe they are going to try the onside. How about that? I didn't know if they would go through with it, Moose, but you're right, they did.
I haven't seen a game started out with an onside kick. Alex Johnson, he kicked it right to the defender, and that gives him great field position. Davis will be looking pretty here, starting at the 49 on their own side. But wow, why give up that much field position this early in the game?
Well, we'll see if Davis can make them pay. You talk about the Darts. You talk about coming out 4-1 to start the year. Been an impressive start for them. How about the sophomore quarterback, Trayden Bessinger? But he's got a host of wide receivers, Baggett, Sparrow amongst them.
I love Trayden Bessinger coming in. He's a big kid, 6'4", 190, and already almost pulled someone off sides.
Davis coming out, trips to the bottom of the screen.
They've got too many. Oh.
Bessinger to throw over the middle. That incomplete. Was looking for something over the middle for Bodie Sparrow. That falls incomplete. Sparrow, 6'2", 180, just a freshman, Moose. Number 6 could be special for Davis when it's all said and done.
Bodie's an absolute stud. You pull up the stats, you're like, what is going on here? Class of 2027, and he's going to be a star for the future of this program for the next 3 years after this one.
2nd and 10 for the Darts. And talk about so much the passing game. They can run it as well. They will look to throw here on 2nd down. That caught by Sparrow. Good wrap-up tackle there by Weber. But we do have a flag over here on the near side, and I think there's going to be a sideline warning.
The refs this year have been really particular on the sideline warnings. It's to keep them safer. It's to keep everyone nice and healthy, I know. But you hate seeing dirty laundry on the field nonetheless.
Well, second play from the line of scrimmage, and there goes the warning, so it'll be penalty yards if that infraction occurs again. 3rd down and 4 here for the Darts on this opening drive.
Trayden Bessinger has been a pleasant surprise. Usually you don't see a sophomore come in with this much moxie, but this much patience. He learned from a 3-year starter before him, and he's going to be a 3-year starter himself.
Yeah, I don't know if he thought last year he'd be starting this year, but indeed he is. 3rd down, looking to throw. Pressure coming up on him. Looks to the flat. That incomplete. Was trying to get it on the outside there to Owen Talbot, the junior running back, but it drops incomplete. 4th down.
Owen Talbot's a kid I really like. He's a kid you can flex out. He doesn't just run the ball. He's a great receiving option as well. But Weber, it looks like they're going to get the ball back, and it looks like they don't have a returner yet.
Well, just patience.
Looks like Caden Lindholm's down there to return it. Well, he better get his heels on the 10.
Looking for a punter here, Moose.
Oh. Okay, looks like the quarterback's going to come in. I can throw and I can punt as well. 5 seconds left, though.
Yeah, play clock winding down here. Down to 2. They do get it away as Bessinger's kick angled. And this will not be able to be returned. It takes a great bounce out of bounds at the 7-yard line. How about that punt from Bessinger as Weber will start inside their own 10?
Bessinger, he doesn't get points for going out there and being late, but he gets some style points for going out there and putting it at the 8. I love to see that.
So now we get our first look at the Weber offense, and a newcomer under center here for the Warriors. It's Crew Cachacarne, the junior starting quarterback for the Warriors. Our first look at Crew this season.
Crew was absolutely dominant against Wasatch. He's the real deal back there. Patient, has a great arm, and he can find Salisi Moa, and that's your whole job as a quarterback at Weber this year.
Well, he's got plenty of guys around him. We'll get into that as well. As on first down, Crew maybe looking to run here, stumbling and just looking to get rid of it. And looks like he was able to do so legally as you saw pressure from that Davis defensive line you were talking about, Moose.
Yeah, talking to Weber's head coach before here, he's like, you know what? Their D-line is big. They're physical. This game is going to be won in the trenches. It's going to be a real possession of the field. Who can punt the best? But this D-line is no joke all down the whole entire thing.
And they actually did rule Crew down behind the line of scrimmage, so it's a loss of 3 on the play. Our apologies, we didn't catch that. It'll be 2nd and 13 here for the Warriors.
Sometimes the turf monster just gets you, Dane.
Have run the ball effectively this year. They'll look to run on 2nd and long. Nice hole up that right side. How about the shiftiness there from Nkosi Swain? This is a young man averaging over 6.5 yards a touch this year. He picks up 12 there.
Nkosi Swain isn't the biggest kid, coming in at 5'7", but his vision is what separates him. He's got a quick burst, can get down the field, just fun to watch.
When we talk about a number of guys that can run the football, Dyson Parker, another one of them, also averaging over 6 yards a touch. They have ran very successfully on the season on 3rd and 1. Do they go ground? Do they go air? We'll find out. Approaching 10 minutes to go here in the first. They do go on the ground. It's Swain again. First down for the Warriors as he takes it up to the 22. And that's got to be some nice assurance for that Weber offense.
Swain did a great job there. He saw the defensive line walling him disallowing him from bouncing outside, and he found the inside lane. That's what I'm talking about when I say vision. He's able to see that lane, get the few yards he needs to, and keep the sticks moving.
Do want to let you know the clock you see on your screen, unofficial. We do our best to keep it synced with the official game clock here in the stadium. At times you'll see us run it, stop it early, that sort of thing to keep it trued up. But it's a first down here for Weber. You talked about Moa has been a great target for this offense. Ian Elmore has been fantastic as well. A very balanced attack. And look, Cachacarne, he's averaging nearly 70% completion, so it has been a very dynamic offense for Weber in the recent weeks. But here on a first down, Weber's going to take a timeout. They want to talk about it here out of the shadow of their own end zone. First down, Weber. When we come back, you're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week, presented by Heidemann and Associates. Welcome back. First down for Weber out of the timeout. Staying on the ground. Hey, there's that Davis defense coming up. It was Dyson Parker there on the run. Able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing else.
What you're going to see is you don't have a ton of standouts for this Davis defense, but what they do have is they play a lot of team defense. They are assignment sound. They're really gritty, and it's fun to watch them execute.
They are missing one of their leaders of that defense tonight. Ferber not playing as this one swung out. Nice tackle made there in the open field. Coming up to make the stop there for Davis was Cash Gates.
Cash Gates is like, you know what, I am a star in the defensive backfield. What a great tackle. Great job. And phenomenal shoes by the young man as well.
I always look for the kicks here on KSL Sports Rewind. Right, Moose?
I would wear red cleats so someone could find me. I respect the neon greens.
3rd and 5 here for Weber. The Davis students trying to make some noise to help that Dart D get off the field. Cachacarne. He'll look to throw. Again into the flat. This caught by Parker. Parker got to get to the 32. He will not. As that Davis defense flows, stopped by Nick Johnson, will bring up a 4th and 2, and Weber here will bring out the special teams.
So Weber, they had some success, but both of these defenses are stout for sure. You're going to see a lot of good things. And it looks like Weber's punter, is it the quarterback again?
It is.
We have the battle of the quarterbacks, the battle of field position. This is what I like to say, the punters. We're not going to call them quarterbacks anymore. They're just the punters out there that can throw the ball as well.
Hey, I knew that would be the angle. Cachacarne, this kick away, end over end. Boy, that's a tough field. Takes a bounce. Boy, I didn't know if Davis hit that. He's saying no, he did not, and I think the official's right there on it saying no. So it'll be Davis football here at the 36.
You heard a collective sigh from the entire crowd after that one. They're like, did he touch it? The ref has a good view, and if he touched it, I'm sure he would have been on it real quick.
I do want to take a moment to thank our sponsors here of KSL Sports Rewind. Advanced Windows has their fall window sale going on. $2,000 off 10 windows or more, and 60 months 0% financing available. For a limited time only, call 801-850-9100. Advanced Windows made here in Utah.
On this series, look out for number 6. I know they've tried to get 25 in, Owen Talbot, and you'll see Owen's even split out. He's not even in the running back position, but you're going to see a lot of different things going on this offense.
Yeah, we've got stoppage here is some equipment problem, I believe, here.
Armband now, knee band.
Messenger, yeah.
Oh, he's bleeding on his knee. Got that all fixed up, though. Can never have enough armbands and enough swagger to hide a little bit of blood.
Well, the NFHS would disagree, trying to crack down on some of that in recent years.
You know what? I approve an armband, a visor, whatever you need to go out there to make yourself look good, feel good, play good, pray good.
First down, Bessinger. Good pocket over the middle. Has a man that caught. Coming across is Gates. Those neon greens doing good work. Pickup of 9, actually 10 here for Cash.
Cash Gates, he's looking good tonight. So I appreciate the swagger from Davis. But what a great play, getting down the field and getting what he needs to.
Look good, feel good, play good, right, Moose?
Amen. Thank you, Dion.
Pressure coming here. They'll run away from it. Nice lane up that right side for Owen Talbot as he'll pick up a late flag coming in here. Actually, a couple flags on the field.
The absolute star of this Weber defense is Tyler Payne. If you think that name sounds familiar, yes, his older brother was a heck of a running back. Yes, his dad was a heck of a punter and kicker at BYU. But he's making a name for himself and then some. Already has some offers, and I think he's going to have a plethora of D1 offers when everything's said and done.
I mean, the kid looks like a tank. He's listed 6'2", 215, linebacker as a junior. I mean, he's filling out those shoulder pads pretty nicely there, Moose.
I think that's a little light. Most of the time I'm like, all right, because I put down 6'2" and I'm a whole 5'8". But most kids lie. This kid is not lying any way, shape, or form. And you're going to see Davis is going to try to run away from him. He has more tackles for losses than I can count, as it feels.
First down for the Darts. After the yardage, it was a face mask penalty. They'll have it at the 30-yard line. Bessinger, quick slants here. That caught on a run by Baggett as he's got a first down. And Davis feeling good on this second drive of the game.
When you go against a team that has a great run defense, what you got to do is spread them out, get more defensive backs in there, and open up the run game through the pass game. And Davis is doing a phenomenal job doing that.
First down for the Darts at the 20-yard line. Bessinger looking for the end zone. Has a man, and he lost his footing. Incomplete.
The Turf Monster is chilling between under the 10-yard line on the Weber side, it seems like. That's the second person that's tripped up.
So he had it, though. That was a
good throw.
Good read. Yep.
Sometimes the terrible turf comes in and gets you.
Look, it's the home turf. So not a lot you can complain against, right?
No. Unless you're in the NFL, everyone's complaining about turf nowadays.
We did let that clock run for a little bit. And there we go. We got it stopped. 6:40 to go. Bessinger looking right side for Baggett just in front of him.
Great read, great throw, but it was just a bit outside. I would bet he wish he would have had that one back, but what you're seeing right now is a chess match. Davis is seeing what they can take advantage of. What you did see on the trips to the right, they only had 3 men matched up there, and usually you have 4. So you got to take advantage when you get that one-on-one or zone coverage when you don't have the extra man really beating down on you.
I'll tell you this, Davis athletes have shown they can create some space against this defense in this first quarter. 3rd and 10. Here's Bessinger. A little pump fake, and that incomplete. Boy, you saw maybe that little bit of hesitation there. Moose maybe threw off the timing there to Baggett.
Little bit. When you have both the running backs splitting out, going for passes, your protection is nil. So he's got to find that running back quicker, and that just comes with growing up and getting older.
He's only a sophomore, right? And again, a guy that maybe last year doesn't know if he's starting this year. Jackson Stevens was a junior, but hey, he's looked good here early. Just some experience still to be gained. Davis will come out. They'll try for the 32-yard field goal here. 37-yard field goal here for the Darts as this kick is up. It's got the distance. Is it on target? No, missed it wide to the right. So a good drive for Davis. Ends up with nothing to show for it. Weber will start at their own 20.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy that the starting quarterback for Davis, Drayden Bessinger, he can drive the field. He just can't drive a car yet. He's that young.
Well, you know, if he were in Idaho, he'd have 2 years of driving under his belt there. You get your permit at 14, license at 15.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm dead serious, man.
Well, we need to not implement those rules in Utah because most people here can't drive as it is.
That's true. Most 40-year-olds here struggle. Weber will start at their own 20 after the missed field goal.
Catch a Kearney, hoping someone's catching the Kearney coming out of his hands.
They'll look to run it on first down. Good lane up that right side is Dyson Parker able to pick up 15. Said they could run the football. Moose has been maybe their strongest aspect here in this first quarter.
What's been cool is they're attacking the edges with that. And the Davis D-line wasn't able to get outside. They lost contain. If you lose contain, that's 10 yards right there. And you do that a couple times, you're in field goal range real quick.
I mean, think about the runs we've seen from Weber. They've been chunk, 8, 12, 15 yards.
Coming into the game, both the running backs were averaging about 6 yards a carry, and you can see why.
Catch Kearney. Oh, he's got a guy deep, but two. Oh, boy. He and Elmore nearly caught up to that. I thought that was going to be well in front, but didn't miss by much. There's a flag back here behind the line of scrimmage. This one probably would have been coming back.
Elmore was almost – he seemed surprised that the ball got there, and he got there at the same time. Great effort on the run. You got to keep running when you're a receiver and see if you can get there, but that was a beautiful, beautiful throw. And that opens up the offense for Catch a Kearney because if you can do it once, you can do it twice. And Davis has to be well aware of that deep ball at this point.
Yeah, the problem, there was a holding penalty, so again, it wouldn't have counted anyway. It'll be from the original line of scrimmage, backed up 10 yards, be 1st and 20 here for the Warriors. Back to the ground. Boy, physical 4-yard run there for Weber's. Parker again with the carry.
Right into the teeth of that defensive line, and they're flying around. They never want to lose contain. They did it once. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Not going to happen with this defensive line for Davis.
This is where it's important for Weber to capitalize on some of those vertical plays, right? Because you've shown you can throw it, but if you don't capitalize on it, Davis doesn't have to maybe respond in that same way, right?
This is a big deal. Jordan Towla coming out. Looks like he may have broken his finger.
They'll come near side. And a good pass and catch made there by Tyson Higgs as he'll pick up 10. It'll be 3rd and 4 here. You're right. They are working on the hand there of Towla for Davis. Well, that doesn't look comfortable.
No, it does not. We've all been there before.
Yep.
Finger injuries, they're just annoying. They hurt, and you don't like it, especially as a D lineman where you got to swim, rip, do all those things. And he's one of the big players of their defense.
Yeah. Well, especially you talk about missing your linebacker, Ferber. Can be a challenge. Now, with Towla being out, we've got a timeout taken here by Weber. We'll step aside, take it with them. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week. Welcome back. Coming out of the timeout. 3rd and 4 here for Weber at their own 41. Got to get to the 45 for a new set of downs. Motion from Moore. We've not called his name yet tonight. Good coverage here by Davis down the field. Nowhere for Crew to go as he's brought down behind the line. That Davis defense doing its job.
Jackson Kuma was phenomenal right there. The 6'3", almost 260-pound behemoth chasing down Cachicarne. He caught the Carne right there. Great play. Wow.
Yeah, big loss there. But, look, you got to give credit to Davis secondary. My eyes are down the field like there's nowhere to go with that football.
No, they're double-teaming, at times triple-teaming Moa because they know the whole offense runs through there. Cachicarne got to get back a little bit.
Yeah.
10 yards isn't enough, buddy.
Well, he'll show you, Moose. 10 yards, plenty of room. This angled, and that will end up near the cheerleaders, out of bounds.
That may have been a 15-yard punt. The reason you want to be a little deeper, if Davis had brought pressure right there, getting 10 yards is almost nothing because as a punter, you have to take a step or two, and then you're at 8 yards. So if he's at 10 yards again, I'm willing to bet Davis brings pressure on him.
This will be the second drive for Davis starting near midfield. The opening kickoff, and now this punt.
Yep. Weber is losing the battle, but Davis hasn't put points on the board yet.
Yeah, they haven't made him pay. We'll see if that changes here for the Darts.
I like how both of these teams are spreading everyone out. Oh. Someone, not covering the knees. That's such a dumb rule, but it's such a smart rule at the same time.
One of those things, Moose, you apparently love to hate, huh?
Yeah, I would take gum, wrap it up, because there's no rule on how big your knee pad has to be.
Oh, the ins and outs. Looking up the sideline, has a man caught and out of bounds. It's Bodie Sparrow rising for the reception. First down, Davis.
Great catch by Brody Sparrow. That's what this Davis team can do. They're finding the matchups, and Trayton Bessinger, he's like a point guard out here for Davis. Really just finding what he needs to do. But, my goodness, the freshman is a stud, Bode Sparrow.
They'll run it here on first down.
Oh.
Nice lane. Turning upfield, it's Talbot as he takes it down to the 10-yard line where Davis will have it first and goal.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Bodie Sparrow, with basically a tackle, he was blocking so well, eliminated his man. That was really impressive by the freshman. I love it when wide receivers can catch. That's expected. But a wide receiver that can block, woo-wee, that's what dreams are made of.
You know, you don't get fantasy points for blocking, but you should.
You
right?
absolutely
You
should. Any pancake a receiver gets a Moose fantasy point.
Hey, there you go.
Man.
500 Moose fantasy points get you a Shroot buck.
10 Shroot bucks gets you a field goal.
First and 10 here for Davis. To the ground, Talbot, right side, able to move ahead for a gain of 4.
Little extracurricular there by Jackson Kuma. He wants to make his presence known. He's like, I was the one that got the sack, but you can't be doing that on offense.
It's second and goal in the Chick-fil-A goal zone.
Second and 10, or second and goal.
Looks like we're getting real big on both sides of the ball.
Staying on the ground here with Talbot. Able to pick up a couple.
Really interesting philosophy by Weber. They took out a safety and put in a linebacker so that they could go real big on big, or put in a D lineman so they're ready to go real big on big.
Be third and goal here for the Darts.
In the Chick-fil-A goal zone.
You've just got mano-y-mano on the edges and then big boys in the middle.
Guessing you run. No. Looking, end zone, has a man. Caught, touchdown, Davis. It's Cash Gates putting the Darts on the board.
Cash Gates has been all over the field. Great play by him. He faked the 5-yard end, planted, and did a quick out and was wide open. Got the defender on skates, and that's how you get 6. Now it's time for redemption for the kicker. Finn Garf, here we go.
Point after. This kick up, and it is good. Nice little spiral there through the upright. So Davis able to get on the board first. They lead Weber 7-0. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week on KSLSports.com. I want to take a moment and thank our sponsors that make this stream happen. Of course, KSL Sports Rewind is presented by Heidemann and Associates. Heidemann and Associates is a flat-rate law firm that is completely focused on you. Get a free consultation by calling 801-472-7742 or go to utah.law to find the law office nearest you. Impressive drive there for Davis.
It was really impressive. I was really impressed with the freshman, but Cash Gates has been all over the field. On defense, on offense, he is a utilitarian player, doing everything and then some.
So Davis here will kick off. Weber's really been stuck on their own end all night.
Weber hasn't really crossed the 50, to be honest with you.
I don't think they've gone out past the 40. Actually, the 35. Because they ran it at 35 and then they had the penalty, backed him up.
That's true.
See if that can change on this drive. A high kick, returnable, and fielded from inside the 10. Crossing across the field there was Hamblin, taking it up to the 17.
So it was interesting. Davis was trying to do a deep right kickoff, and Weber was trying to do a return right. If Weber gets their blocks, that is terrifying because Davis's whole team is shifting down the wrong way. A couple guys didn't get their blocks, so that's why they're starting at their own 17 and not in the opposing end zone.
So we come back here with Cachicarne. Drive starting at the 17, 2.5 to go here, opening quarter. Weber staying patient with that run game as they'll take Parker looking up that left side. He'll pick up 5.
It's good to see Jordan Taulo back in. Seems like his hand's okay, but his helmet isn't. His helmet flies off while he makes the tackle.
You know, I know that there's some college student sections around this state that like to do, signs of false starts. Moose, you and I need to start keeping a tally of the helmets that come off, eh?
I think we're up to about 1 million at this point.
It's getting close.
I'm convinced half these players aren't wearing chin straps at this point.
It'll be 2nd and 5 here for the Warriors. Really, the run game has set them up. It's just been a couple of penalties, some miscues that have put them back behind schedule. Oh, a little flea flicker. Cachicarne, he's going to have to run this himself as no options down the field. He'll head out of bounds here, pick up about 4.
He may have the first down.
He does.
Wow. I don't know. Now I don't know. Okay, now I know. It's a first down. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying my best.
The officials there were just running a little play action on you. Just a little deception, Moose, trying to keep you.
I'm trying to find the ball. I'm trying to find the sticks. I'm reading the ref, and I was reading wrong. I was looking at the white when I should have been looking at the black.
1st and 10 here for the Warriors. Cachicarne going to keep this. Boy, he's got some good blocking set up. And, boy, that's a nice tackle being made there by Carter Dorius, who's been a great defender for this Davis squad. Limits it to 7. It could have been a lot more.
It absolutely could have. That was a great block by Jace Young, I believe. And he sealed off the edge so that Cachicarne had a great lane. But still got 7 yards, it looks like, about.
Yep.
So, great way to start it off, 2nd and 3.
This is a drive where you can open some things up if you're or a scenario where you can open some things up here for the Warrior offense. See if they like to do so. Play clock down to 5.
I don't see Cachicarne catching that.
Just in time. They'll stay on the ground. Nice turn inside. As Swain, I believe. Nope, that was Parker again with the carry. He's got the first down.
The reason Weber's having so much success is you're seeing Salisi Moa coming outside, and he's got a defensive back over the top. So you have 2 men dedicated to Salisi Moa, and that opens up the running lanes. So even if he's not getting the ball, he's affecting the running game.
It's one of those where you hope that you can run it effectively enough to make Davis bring that other defender back in so you can take advantage of Moa.
Absolutely.
That plays out. First down. They'll throw. Here's Elmore. We're going to get a flag here for a block in the back on the outside. That official is looking right at it.
Sometimes you can get away with it. You wear the same color gloves of the team you're playing. You do what you can. But if the ref's looking you down, probably don't commit an infraction of the rules. And this is what's killing Weber right now. They get some momentum.
Yep.
They get a couple first downs, and then they march right back when that yellow handkerchief comes on the field.
Yeah.
But the hard thing with that play, even if it had been successful getting there, you still had a 4-on-3 right there, and that gives you one open man to make the tackle. So the running back has to make someone miss. You don't have the numbers right there if you're Weber.
So this will put Weber 1st and 15 after the penalty.
Second.
Cachicarne. Oh, miscommunication there with his intended target.
Sometimes you zag when you're supposed to zig. Sometimes you zig when you're supposed to zag. But right there was a little miscommunication. And the thing is, Cachicarne's still pretty young. He's still getting used to all this stuff that's going down with Weber.
Second down here. I'll get it to Elmore again. Trying to get the blocking set up, and Elmore will pick up a couple.
It looks like the tackle was almost made by his own man. If you're ever looking at the ball carrier and you're a blocker, you're wrong.
Clock down to 10 here in the quarter. That might be the last play for this Warrior offense, and that indeed looks like that'll be the case. First quarter in the books. Davis able to capitalize off a nice touchdown pass. Bessinger to Gates is your difference after one. Davis leading Weber. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week. Welcome back. Start of our second quarter. Dane Stewart, Moose Bingham with you. It's 3rd and 13 here for the Warriors. Cachicarne looking deep, trying to force one to Moa, and that incomplete double coverage there.
I did see some laundry on the field, but it was Moa's little tail that he has going on there. But they're doing a good job. They're bracketing him. They're doing everything they can to make sure Moa doesn't get the ball. And you've got to have someone else step up if your playmaker can't get the ball, because you've got 2, sometimes 3 people ready and waiting for him. But now Cachicarne's going to get that boot. But look, he's 9 yards now, almost 8.
Well, and this is where you really need to have a good punt here and back Davis up a little bit. This returnable from his own 30. And a nice return up to the 44-yard line there for the Darts. So good field position once again for Davis, as it was Morrison on the return.
Great tackle by Easton Jones right there. He's the receiver. He does a lot. He's a defensive back as well. He's having himself a pretty good game so far.
Davis coming out, starting this drive at the 45. If you're Weber, what do you look to do different defensively here? Because Davis has been able to get really good movement.
Almost too many men on the field. They were missing a cornerback at the top of your screen, and they had 2 guys running out, just really excited. Davis could have gotten a free play right there.
First down. Bessinger running out of time, and he's going to go down.
Great tackle, great sack. Number 6 for Weber, it looks like Jackson Jacobs came in with the TFL and the sack. So you see a lot of good things happening, and that was really created by the Tyler Payne as well. I'm sure Logan Payne is on his mission, tuning into this, because missionaries are they're doing things a little differently nowadays.
Yeah.
If I would have known about it, I would have tuned in.
2nd and 12 here for the Darts after the first down sack. Bessinger, empty backfield. Sophomore right over the middle. Gates with the reception across midfield. Boy, we had an official take the hit, but he's back up and pick up 11.
Run right into the open arms of Tyler Payne, but not the first down, surprisingly. So that was a really brilliant move by Davis right there. Clearing everyone out, getting everyone open, and then doing a wide receiver really screen down the middle, a tunnel screen, and getting that in place of a running play. I thought it was a brilliant move by Davis right there, spreading everyone out and then still getting the running the ball concept going.
I mean, you set up a really easy play for your quarterback, and you know, one of the things Coach Anderson of Weber told us is that, look, Coach Perry does such a good job of getting the ball to his athletes and then letting them work. That's a great example of it. 3rd and 1 here for the Darts. And we've got delay of game here. Our back judge all over it. So the darts here are going to be backed up. Rather than 3rd and 1, it'll be 3rd and 6.
Big difference right there. Really what we just saw in the last play was a Mike Leach concept that he made really popular. I'd always laugh. They'd ask Mike Leach, don't you want to be balanced? Don't you want 50% run, 50% pass? He's like, I don't care. All I want to balance is balanced in my favor at the end of the game, the score in favor of us.
The old Pirate.
Gar.
3rd and 6 here for the darts as Bessinger looking over for the call. I've been impressed with the sophomore tonight. I know it's first half, still early, but he's played well.
There's a lot of phenomenal sophomore.
Oh boy, they nearly ran out of it again, and Davis having to take a timeout. Nearly had back-to-back delays. And Coach Peary here taking the timeout to save the yardage. So timeout, Davis. We'll be back 3rd and 6 after this. And 6 here for Davis. Empty backfield for Bessinger. You like one of those middle routes again here, Moose?
I don't know if I do. Maybe fake it and see if you can get like a 7-yard out or something like that is what I'd be looking for from the trips to the top.
Quick throw.
Ooh.
They take advantage of a little bit of space as Cash Gates with the reception and a first down for Davis. Quick decision there from Bessinger.
That's what I like to see from Bessinger. You don't want your sophomore quarterback thinking too much. If you get one read, get the ball out of your hands, it's a happy day for him.
Davis trying to hurry up here. They'll run it. This is Brighton Pierce with a nice run. He's got 11 and a first down.
Davis is starting to get their legs underneath them, get going. And, of course, Tyler Payne's making the tackle because he's everywhere. My goodness.
How about the tempo Davis is trying to get going here, Moose?
They're seeing different things really quick because Weber can't match up as quick as Davis is.
Got a man down the sideline, and boy, just threw it to the outside. Had Gates. If that ball's on target, that's 6.
It almost looked like from my angle, just put your arms out, Gates. Come on. Don't shut them yet.
Boy, and that's where that speed that Davis was playing with, you got a couple options on that play that could have taken advantage of.
So Weber has some phenomenally talented athletes, but they're not incredibly deep, to be honest with you. There's a lot of guys that go both ways. There's a lot of platooning going on here. So Davis is taking advantage of their deeper roster right now.
2nd and 10. Screen set up. Oh, blocking's in place. Here's Pierce. First down and more. Inside the 20. Brighton Pierce with a nice reception on the screen.
Yep. When the defensive line gets too aggressive, a play like that makes them think twice. Should I be going after the quarterback as quick as I am? And that gives quarterbacks a split second longer to get the ball out.
Davis in the red zone again. Quick throw again. Caught. Touchdown, Davis. It's Cash Gates once again. His second touchdown reception of the game.
Cash Gates is having himself a game. Way to go, Cash. They tried him a little bit earlier. Didn't quite connect. That time the connection was there and then some. Great job by Cash Gates. He's earning those Leon green cleats that he's got on.
And again, you see that pace of Davis creating matchup problems here for Weber's. The point after try for the Darts up and good. 14-0. The Davis Darts showing out here on a Friday night on KSL Sports Game of the Week.
Josh Hannon.
Davis has been impressive, Moose, both sides of the ball.
Yeah, the fact they're keeping Weber where they are is really amazing. And it looks like there's some special teams trickery right here. Weaver's like, we tried an onside, we're not going to let you do that. And now they spread it out. With this kicker, he's not going to kick it in the end zone, I think. You're going to see the ball land about the 12. So I'd have my returners step up to at least the 5.
They're sitting back at the 2-yard line. Sungluff.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
I am wrong.
About? You know, you like to be critical of kickers. Logan Sundloff, you just let me know. I'll give you your number. You can text Moose a thing or two.
Hey, tweet at me, Logan, because I was wrong right there. Congratulations on that cannon underneath your chest. That's a big old leg. Boom.
Once again, Weber will start at their own 20, and we talk about the field position battle. It's been one-sided in favor of the home Darts. And Weber will have to start deep here again. Swain back in the backfield here for Weber. Had a nice early run, but we haven't seen him run much out of the backfield since that carry. On first down, we'll see Nkosi left side taking contact there. We'll pick up 4.
So Cachicarney, if you saw at the bottom of your screen the trips, that's the trips look you want to see, where it's 3-on-3. You don't have that extra man there to really help anyone out. And they had Payne, they had Moa. If they see that look again, I'm willing to bet Cachicarney's going to start throwing the ball pretty quick.
2nd and 7. They'll motion it out. Little comeback screen, wrapped up and brought down immediately there by Carter Dorius.
Great job on the tackle. Carter Dorius got just a shoestring tackle right there. But Weber has to get this 3rd down, in all honesty. This game could get out of hand real quick. It's already 2 scores. You don't want to make it 3.
Right. You know, it's interesting. You look at this series. It's been a series as of late. Weber's own. They won 5 of the last 7. And Davis has the history by nearly 2-1. Trying to start a little streak of their own here against their rivals from up north. 3rd down, play clock down to 2. And able to be snapped in time. Caught at the sticks. 1st down as they're able to find Payne.
Great. That was such a great job by Tyler Payne, finding the soft spot in the zone and knowing where the sticks are. That's an underrated ability for these high school players, knowing exactly where you got to get. Don't get to the 29, get to the 31 so we can get these sticks moving. That was huge for Weber.
Because you talk about how big it was to get that 1st down. Like, that's those small plays, right, where it's like, you stop short on that, you're punting here.
Absolutely.
1st down. Little toss. Here's Swain trying to get the edge. Boy, how about that pursuit? Good speed demonstrated by Deuce Wright, a senior linebacker.
That was really good speed. Nkosi Swain did a great job getting out, and he still got 5 yards, which is impressive for the 1st down. Or not for the 1st down, for the 1st down. Yeah, for the 1st down of the series. But got to keep these sticks moving. If Weber can get a touchdown, they're right back in this game.
Yeah, it'd go a long way, especially because Weber will get the kickoff to start the 2nd half. They'll try a little reverse here for Dyson Parker. No, he's going to throw it. Oh, boy, double coverage, and it's picked off. They go trickeration, and Davis makes them pay.
McCoy Frazier, the 6'3", 205 man, is going to get that ball out of the air almost every time. That's one of the situations where you live to see another day. You don't want to throw that ball into triple coverage, but sometimes you just get the opportunity and you see what can happen, make it fly.
Well, and in fairness, it's one of those where you're not going to go anywhere on that reverse because Davis is there. So as a receiver, just chuck it up. And to your point, yeah, just get rid of the football at that point. You're outside the pocket, just clear it, right?
Absolutely.
But receivers don't train to make that decision.
Heck, most quarterbacks don't train to make that decision.
That's true. So Davis, boy, coming out again, starting at their own 39, and a chance, as you mentioned, Moose, to really take this game by the throat here in this 1st half.
This is some of the worst field position for Davis so far.
I wonder if they have a 60-yard drive in them. I'm teasing as they show a 1st down carry by Talbot, able to pick up 8.
Talbot was already wrapped up and his leg drive was really impressive. That means the weight room, these guys have been working hard, getting what they need to, because most of the time you're down after that type of a hit.
We're just running free plays here. Clock is not moving. Run the clock. There we go.
A lot of people upset about the clock. The play clock down to 6.
Davis got to hurry. Messenger gets it off. Looking over the middle. That caught. Oh, there's Payne. Nice wrap-up tackle to limit the gain there for Morrison.
Payne is one of the best open field tacklers in this state. And he's quietly put in about 10 tackles so far this game, which is crazy.
He's been all over. That was good for a first down for Davis. New set of sticks. Talbot. Boy, I wasn't expecting Davis to be able to run like this just because they've been more pass-oriented, but they've ran the ball extremely well in this first half.
Well, why they're able to do it, they're spreading Weber out. They're getting the matchups they want. When you have the matchups you want and you've got a competent offensive line, you'll get those running lanes.
Looking to throw. Bassinger going deep. Has a man. That ball caught down to the 10-yard line, and it was caught by Bodie Sparrow.
Do you know what year Bodie is?
He's a freshman.
He's a freshman, my goodness. He is doing a great job spreading things out. He's doing a great job. I feel like he might be a 20-year-old, not a freshman, to be honest with you, Dane.
Super impressive. They'll run. Talbot, left side, lowering the shoulder pads, and he's in. Touchdown, Davis.
Davis, what a great job. And another great block by Bodie Sparrow. That's what's making the difference in that outside run game, is the great blocking by the receivers.
You know, 2 touchdowns tonight have been set up by throws down the sideline to the freshman Bodie Sparrow.
Yeah.
Point after here for Davis is good. What a first half for the Darts. 21-0. They lead Weber in the Region 1 opener. I'll take a moment, just remind you, winter is right around the corner. But you know what, Moose?
What?
You can get the coziest wearable sleeping bag to cover you during those chilly days and nights at Igloo Outfitters. Worry no more about the weather and watch your favorite team in comfort with Igloo Outfitters. Go to igloooutfitters.com. That's IGLU, igloooutfitters.com, and enter Rewind for $20 off. Never miss the moments with Igloo Outfitters.
I'm getting excited for the winter.
Are you? I'm in denial.
You're in denial?
Moose, I'm out here wearing long sleeves, man. Like, it's only September.
Well,
I don't do well in cold.
I'm glad you're traveling to Egypt soon. In denial.
Yeah. I caught that one. You know, I am going up to Idaho soon.
Idaho, Egypt, same thing.
Same thing. Same thing. Coeur d'Alene, you know.
It's really nice up there this time of year.
Yeah. This kick.
Oh.
Into the end zone for the touchback.
Sometimes, so what happened right there, the kicker hit the middle of the ball, which caused it to almost squib. And getting a touchback on a squib means that you've got a cannon for a leg.
5:30 left to go here in the opening half.
Weber just hasn't had the field position they're used to.
Well, they haven't been able to find any rhythm, right? The penalties have taken them out of it. They've put them off schedule. Haven't been able to get in short downs very much tonight. Been a lot of digging out of second and third and longs.
And this is an explosive offense, too. They put up 62 against Wasatch.
Yeah. First down. Again, trying to establish that run. Here's Swain. Able to pick up about 8, maybe 9 on the carry.
Getting 9 on the first down, that's huge. Now you can take some shots. You can do some creative things. The defense doesn't know what's coming. It looks like Weber State's going to try to bleed the clock a little bit, too.
I don't blame them, right? You don't want to get that Davis offense back on the field. They do have 2 timeouts left. Davis does. Weber with just 1 left in this first half. Second and short. Swain left side, first down for Weber. As coming up to make the stop there was Carter Dorius. We've talked about that senior outside linebacker a lot tonight.
Yeah, this whole defense is really impressive, and they're tough. I mean, watching earlier, 52 Jordan Towla coming in 6'2", 250 at the defensive end spot. He looks like he broke his finger, and he's like, throw it back in, I'll get back on the field. Tough, gritty defense, fun to watch for sure.
You know, I'll give a shout-out to Towla because I broke my finger, and I still went to work typing on that keyboard. Sometimes you just got to grit through it, Moose.
Same thing.
First down, Kachakarni running out of time. Oh, how about the big paw of Ami Moala coming up with the sack for Davis.
Oh, my goodness. And Ami Moala, he'll end up being a 4-star player. He's an absolute beast. I love Ami Moala. Played at Brighton last year. He was getting like 10 tackles a game.
6'3", 305 for the sophomore as Weber running, trying to get back the sack yardage, and they do.
Ami Moala, they released the 4 stars for the 2026 class. There is one on this field in Salisi Moa, 2024 4-star, but I was real surprised that Ami Moala wasn't on that list as the top 100 players in the country from what he was doing from last year.
He still has a couple years to make people regret that decision.
Yes, and he will.
Third down, 7 yards to go. Stacks on both sides and penalty flags coming out here. This will back Weber up. Have they had a drive without a penalty yet?
I don't believe so, to be honest with you. And that's killing you.
Yeah.
Instead of 3rd and 7, 6, it's 3rd and 12. Oof.
And we mentioned it. They've been in a lot of these situations. And the tough thing is, you had 2nd and 14. You run the ball to get 3rd and 7. You can't run on 3rd and 12.
Well, you can.
You can.
You just don't. Unless you have like a Susan Shakarine or a Harvey Longy back there.
Which you did.
Yes, I did.
3rd and 12.
Look at this stack to the bottom.
Yeah, and to the top. Kachakarni stepping up. He's going to try to run and get it with his legs, and he's got it. Boy, what a run by Crew as he got to the 43, and that will be good enough to get a first down.
Crew Kachakarni called his own number right there. Really interesting play, spreading out the defense like that and calling a quarterback draw in the essence.
I think that was a decision because coverage was there.
I think so too, but we're going to say they called it. Let's give some credit to the coaches here.
First down. Kachakarni over the middle for Payne. Caught across midfield for the first time tonight. There's a good drive from Weber here late, Moose.
That was some sure hands right there from Payne.
How about location? There's not a big window there.
No. And he did all hands. A lot of times you see these middle linebackers that are playing tight end let it hit their body. No, that was beautifully caught.
Here comes Weber with some momentum. Warriors, Kachakarni stepping up. He'll seek the boundary. He gets to the 40 to stop the clock here with 2:25 to go.
Weber is finally getting some momentum. Uncle Mo's coming to their side for a little bit. And they're across the 50. So we don't have a BYU LSU situation on our hands tonight. I was coaching in that game. That was rough. My PAT kicker before that, Allman, came up to me. He's like, oh, man, it's going to be real nerve-wracking after the game. I was like, how was it? He's like, I didn't play it down. Yep.
2nd and 6. Swain looking to run. Forced back inside as that edge was set there by Cunningham. Gain of about 4.
The ball carrier moves to the far side.
3rd and short.
Drew Cunningham. Numbers on the tackle.
Swain again. Boy, you see him turn those jets on. I think he's got the first down. He's right where he needed to get.
On the carry.
Hopefully,
first down.
Hopefully someone has a credit card or something down there to really measure it, see if that nose of the ball is there.
Yeah.
But sometimes you can just eye it.
Everyone needs an index card, Moose. Cachicarney, boy, good pass rush. Dumps this off with Swain. Swain trying to make a man miss. Just spun out of the tackle, but Carter Dorius did enough as a late flag coming in here where that tackle was made.
So is that a face mask, low block? Let's see if you can read the NFL or the ref's lips from here.
I'm going to wait for the hand signal. It'd be better with sign language than anything else.
An L.
A block to the head, I think.
All right.
Hit to the head.
Hit to the head. Helmet to helmet is what that would be called. And that's a big penalty.
Yeah, that penalty is going to put Weber inside the 20. They're going to mark it off to the 16-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Weber in the red zone for the first time tonight, Moose.
Man, that's the penalty they were looking for. Everyone on Weber's sideline was looking at each other. Is that on us? Is that us? No. Now they've got 1:30 to get into the end zone. Bleeding the clock. They've done a great job on this drive.
Stack bottom of the formation again. Cachicarney, pressure coming. Boy, he's got Payne down the middle, having to step around this Davis Russian. That ball's on the turf. Cachicarney lost it, and now there's a pile to see who has it. I think Weber does have it.
The clock operator may be losing his job by the end of this game.
Well, there's a lot of frustration on that Davis sideline. That clock was stopped for a while.
Some home cooking for the visitors team.
2nd and 12. They'll go bunch to the bottom of the screen. Cachicarney, this is a designed run, and he'll surge ahead to the 13-yard line. And now a timeout being taken by Weber, and that's going to be their last. So Weber taking their final timeout. They want to make certain they capitalize on this drive. Less than a minute to go.
Scott Perry is giving the look to the clock operator like, you're killing me, man, over here.
Well, so in that scenario, I'm going to guess 8-ish seconds, maybe 10.
And it's
as they were trying to unpile that, and there have been a couple moments, theoretically, this half may be over. And I don't want to harp on the clock operator. It's not an easy job, and there have been timing rule changes, but it is one of those where it's like, ooh.
Come on, man. Oh, it's been really interesting. It was fun watching Coach Scott Perry before the game. He found his daughter in the crowd, gave her some dap-ups. They had a handshake. I loved watching that. That was one of the coolest things ever. I'm like, man, I got to get a handshake with my dad.
Coach Perry, what a job he's done here. He's done a great job of getting foundation back here at Davis, getting this program back on the winning side. We talked about losing 5 of the last 7 to Weber. This is a program that should be competing for region titles, and they look like they got a squad this year that can do just that in Region 1.
Absolutely that, and then some.
Yes. 3rd down, Cachicarney. Pressure, throwing, and he just gets rid of this one. Probably a good decision, was running out of time there.
Coming up, Ami Mawala. Cachicarney is like, I do not want to be carnage when Ami Mawala comes through. And that's what he does. Wow.
So Weber will come out and have to settle for the field goal try. It'll be about a 29-yarder, I believe.
It's going to be, yeah. You never settle for the field goal. You embrace the field goal. You get excited about the field goal. We live for the field goal, and let's see if this young man can do it.
30-yard try will be the official spot here for Weber, looking for their first points of the game. And we've got penalties here before that snap. It would have been blocked. Fitting how we've seen this Davis defensive front play tonight. But we will get the yardage marked off here first.
This changes things.
I think it does. It'll go from a 4th and 7 to a 4th and 2, and Coach Anderson was quick to be like, hey, guys, come over here. And you might go for this one, Moose.
I probably would. I wouldn't run at Ami Mawala, but it's only 2 yards. And it's always heartwarming for the kicker when it gets blocked and that doesn't count. You're just like, all right, let's go.
Forget the 3. Offense on the field here for Weber on a 4th and 2 after the Davis encroachment. That was a big play. Cachicarney thrown, linked out, 1st down, lower in the pads and out of bounds at the 2. 1st and goal, Weber.
Great job getting out of bounds right there, preserving the clock, because there's very few timeouts left.
There's Dyson Parker with the reception for the Warriors.
Man.
How about this drive? They got it with 5:30 to go. We said you don't want to give the ball back to Davis. They've marched the field, and they're set up here inside the 5.
It looks like you're going big on big right here.
You've got Parker in the backfield. They'll run it. Parker up the middle. Did he get in? Waiting.
It's close.
Waiting. No, they got him down just shy of the goal line.
Gotta hurry right now.
Clock down to 25. All the time in the world here, Moose.
All 20 seconds.
Ketchakarni coming up. 15 on the clock, and they'll spike it.
And there's flags on the play.
You know, I actually understand that, because if you try to sneak it and you don't get in, you can expire the half.
That's true. See,
But how about, well, this doesn't matter. It's an encroachment. It'll move at half the distance. So rather than being on, I shouldn't say it doesn't matter. Rather than being on the 2, it'll be on the 1.
yeah.
But it should be a 3rd down. No, because encroachment, it would be 2nd.
Yep. But we all know it's not first down.
It's not first down.
We don't know if it's 3rd. We don't know if it's
Look
second.
at that football. Does someone want to get an index card out? That thing's barely outside the goal line. You got to move this about 2 inches. Weaver's taking a timeout. I thought they used them all.
Okay.
The clock was running after the penalty, and I think Coach Anderson, I wonder if that was his question. The officials now conversing. Boy, this is a peculiar... Look, they spiked the ball, but the penalty, I think, since they took it, the clock started running, I think.
Man, if only we had a rule master out here. Dane, what's going on?
I don't know.
Are they going to roll the clock? Are they not going to roll the clock?
Clock time.
They're going to put 13 seconds on the clock.
1-3, 13 seconds.
Okay.
So 13 seconds on the clock.
Well, giving Weber about 3 plays now instead of 1.
Well, if you throw it, right?
Sure.
Here's the thing. Do you dare run against this front from that spot?
No.
We'll see.
I don't. I wouldn't recommend it.
Weber, they're going to dump it off. Touchdown, Warriors, as it's Ian Elmore into the end zone, and the Warriors are on the board.
Great job by Weber, eating up the clock, getting down there. Now there's only 7.5 seconds left, so you can do a squib kick, and that's the half. But Weber, they're clinging on to life with that touchdown right there. And if they didn't get it, I think this would be a long bus ride home for Weber.
Yeah, that certainly gives them a little bit of confidence. Again, they'll get the football to start the second half. You go back-to-back drives, get right back in this thing. We'll see if they can pull that off. Worried about the PAT here. This kick up. It's low, but it has enough. It is good. 21-7. Big drive there for Weber, Moose.
Phenomenal drive, and there were some key plays by Payne, by all of these guys. So it's been fun to watch and fun to see what they did there. It's crazy all the transferring around the state. I didn't even think of Ami Mawala here until I was like, oh my gosh, it's Ami Mawala.
Well, I don't, yeah.
Fan favorite, my favorite.
I had a conversation today. I'll fill you in at halftime. Let's leave it at that. Weber here to kick off. How about some Region 1 teams getting some players to move up, right? Because normally what we've seen is the move down. But you talk about kids coming up here. I mean, Syracuse, right? They've got a receiver.
Yeah, who
up.
just got an offer from Snow College, the Badgers.
That's awesome. Good for him.
Yeah.
Maybe if we built a large wooden badger. Movie?
I have no idea.
Oh.
Is that Over the Hedge?
Does Mike Christensen know that one? Yes. Yes, Mike Christensen knows it, our camera guy tonight.
What was it?
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh. Now this is peculiar. Another onside kick.
7 seconds left. Why not?
Oh, not an
Because we're gonna
onside
kick
kick.
it deep
Yeah,
into the end zone.
that
for the
is
touchback.
crazy impressive. He just one-stepped a ball into the end zone.
Have you not seen Monty Python?
I watched it when I was like 6.
Okay.
And most of the jokes went over my head.
Yeah, they tried Trojan Horse and it doesn't work. And then they're like, well, maybe if you built a large wooden badger. It's a great scene. Great scene, Moose.
Looks like I've got some homework over the weekend.
Yes, you do. Yes,
Everyone
you
that
do.
wants to come watch that, we'll see if we can get it on Netflix or something.
Look for the edited version. It'll be
Really?
Vegas starting at their own 20.
For Monty Python?
We're a family program.
Okay.
Moose. Shotgun here for Bessinger.
Do you take a shot?
I
Does
do.
Little John
You've shown
influence
you
your
have
offense?
some speed. Can you not try to stretch it?
Oh,
What's the
apparently
worst
you
that
do.
could happen? Boy, took a lick. Did get out of bounds with 2 seconds left. How about Sparrow?
Bodie Sparrow.
Oh,
My
my
goodness.
goodness.
That results
And-
in a running goal.
That's why you lift weights as a receiver. That's a physical hit. But look, Davis has a shot here. 2 seconds left. Ball's almost at midfield. Look at Weber drop.
That was such a monster hit. The fact he just got right back up is so impressive. If I'm a freshman, I'm playing Little League football at this point, and I'm saying no one's hitting like that.
Bessinger. Oh, and it's picked off. Picked off by Payne. Does he have a lane? This will be the last play. Taken down by Bessinger to save what could have been a pick six. And that will do it to close out the half. 21-7. Davis with the lead in the Region 1 opener. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week. Second half, Dane Stewart, Moose Bingham with you, 21-7. Davis out in front, leading Weber in the Region 1 opener. The Darks will kick things off. Moose, what'd you think of that first half?
I thought it was incredible. Davis was able to put 21 unanswered points on, and then Weber comes rumbling back to get 6 on the board. That turned into 7 real quick. So Weber has an advantage right now to try to make this a one-possession game because they're getting the ball to start this second half off. We're going to see how gritty Davis is and if they can shut this game out from the start of the second half.
What'd you see from Weber on that last drive that maybe you didn't see earlier that was helped them to get in the end zone and what you maybe look to do here on this drive to start the second half?
For me, I saw converting third downs.
That's a safety play right there. Good call by Dyson Parker. No blockers against 6 darts. Like, I'm just going to head for the sideline.
Dyson, I think he was supposed to follow his blockers, and the blockers went one way and Dyson went the other.
Look, that kid, he doesn't need a headache on the bus ride home tonight. So that's just...
No. They're going to be looking at that one on film tomorrow morning saying, Dyson, where are you going? Or they'll be saying, blockers, what are you doing?
I mean, I'd be saying, Coach, what do you want me to do? Like, I can't take on half the special teams unit. So Weber will start at their own 20-yard line. Bunch to the bottom. Boy, and this is a different quarterback. That is not Ketchakarne. It's for Weber, it's Josh Hamblin was in there. And that snap was off, and he had to eat it.
Do you know what? But do you know who that is? It is Ami Mawala. He gets the sack, he gets the pressure, but wow, that was an impressive way for Davis to start the second half.
Ketchakarne going to come in here on 2nd and 15 for the Warriors.
So he's coming back a little bit, trying to make a more dramatic first down play.
Ketchakarne stepping up. Good pocket. Has a man down the field. Big play for Weber. Caught. And it's off to the races. Ian Elmore. An 85-yard touchdown for the Warriors.
Ian Elmore did a great job making a move, using his speed, and getting the one-on-one play. That was a phenomenal throw by Ketchakarne. Holy Hannah, and that's how you started off. 5-yard sack turns into a touchdown real quick. And that's what this Weber team can do. Their quick strike ability is very impressive. Their depth is what's going to hinder them in this second half, though.
A point after try for the Warriors.
Just like that, Dane, we have a ball game.
No kidding, huh? This kick up. It is good. It's back-to-back touchdowns to bookend halftime for the Warriors. The latest, an 85-yard strike to Ian Elmore as we've got a one-possession game on KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week. Welcome back. Well, no fireworks in the air, but on the field tonight for Weber. How about the 85-yard strike from Ketchikarni?
Yeah, Ian Elmore did a great job there showing off his speed. And now the most interesting kickoff situation I've ever seen. Just, what's better than one kicker? Two, of course. But I don't know what in the world they're doing with this. Neither does Davis. So I guess that's the secret.
That's the point. One step, angled, and into the end zone for the touchback.
That's just a crazy thing to watch. The one step to the end zone. Like, my least favorite drill in the world is the one step on field goals. My least favorite kickoff is the one step, but if it goes in the end zone, it doesn't matter how it looks as long as it crosses that big, beautiful line at the end of the field.
I know this isn't the worst field position, but it essentially is the worst field position for Davis because they started their own 20 with 7 seconds to go in the half, right? So this is really the worst field position of the night for the Darts.
Weber's defense is having a sigh of relief. They're like, oh my gosh, we've got an extra 30 yards.
Let's make him earn it, huh? Oh boy, look out. Boy, and no flag. Boy, Bessinger was in his slide. I'm surprised there was no flag there.
Wow. The refs are being very understanding tonight.
Yeah.
And I don't mind them keeping that handkerchief away, but that was close.
I feel like 9.5 times out of 10 you see a flag on that play.
Even 9.9 repeated.
That's what you normally see.
Yeah. And they called a similar one on the other side, where it was a helmet to helmet.
Yeah. Second and short here. Davis staying on the ground. Boy, good blocking down the field. Talbot going to roll off that initial hit of Moa, but Moa credit with the tackle here.
And there's a flag.
Flag in the back from the back judge.
What's been really impressive is this Davis blocking from the receivers.
No kidding, huh?
Like, it's cool to catch a pass. No one really cares. But to block? Wow. The ref was emphatic about it, though.
And here's the thing. For all I know, maybe the play happened right near the sideline. Maybe the player came out to celebrate, the offensive play. I didn't see it, so I don't know what it was, but.
So does that negate the first down?
Yes.
Okay.
No, because it's a dead ball, I think.
Well, they haven't changed it on the.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a dead ball penalty.
Get the first down. First down. And the Sticks are doing their job. They finally stretched it out.
All right, here we go.
Trips to the top.
Bessinger, quick throw. A lot of room. Gain there of 8 on the reception for Tyson Baggett. Haven't called his name a lot tonight, but Baggett's had a fine year. They have 3 receivers coming into this game through 5 games, all over 300 yards to catch. Baggett's one of them.
That is very impressive stats. Tyson Baggett's an absolute stud. He is just shifty Britton Covey type receiver.
They'll stay on the ground. Talbot sees the lane, turns upfield across the 40 to the 41.
Davis is finding the lanes right here against the Weber defense.
I had someone before this season, I think I've told you this, said that they thought Davis was the strongest team up front on both sides of the ball before the season started. They played that way tonight.
They have been dominant, and they've got some great players.
Bessinger, that blitz picked up, looking down the sideline, has a man that caught. Cash with the reception, making men miss, and Cash Gates into the end zone for the 3rd time tonight.
Cash Gates, because of course. Wow. The Flash is what we're going to have to call Cash. He's money. You just see those shoes running down the sideline. He did a great job shifting, getting around his defender, adjusting for the ball, and shaking a second defender too. He says, I see you, Ian Elmore. I can do it just the same.
Boy, what a response from the Darts. And look, you can tip the cap to a lot of guys. The offensive line for picking up the blitz, the sophomore Bessinger for extending it and keeping the eyes down the field, and Gates for making half this Weber defense miss, as it's a 59-yard touchdown strike to push it back to a 2-possession lead for the Davis Darts. Want to remind you, Advanced Windows running their fall special. Right now you can get $2,000 off 10 windows or more, plus 60 months 0% interest financing available for a limited time only. Call 801-850-9100. Advanced Windows, made right here in the state of Utah Take advantage of their fall window sale, sponsor here of KSL Sports Rewind. Well, how about the offense picking up here in the second half, Moose?
I'm totally okay with that, to be honest with you. Fireworks on the field is never a bad thing when you're tuning into our games.
That's right. And Davis here to kick off this high, deep, and for the touchback.
Man, it's really interesting to watch this kicker. He has no form whatsoever and just blasted into the end zone.
Let's get a running start and just...
Usually you go back 10 yards. He goes back 5, doesn't really measure out his steps, and doesn't really care and just blasts it into the end zone. That's been the crazy thing for me this year. Everyone used to be like, if the kicker can make a 50-yard field goal, he's really good. There's kickers making 59s every week.
Yeah.
Crossing the halfway point, you're not safe anymore.
1st and 10. Warriors starting, having just given up Davis touchdown. They'll look to the ground here. Swain trying that left side. Nice little jab step there, still on his feet. He'll pick up 6.
Man, he looked for a lane, kept looking, and started grinding and gaining yards. Looks like Ami Moala saw something. He came out pretty excited from that pile.
Nice gain there for Weber. Pick up 6.
Great job by the little scat back.
Yeah. I like his speed, his vision. Good little player there. Kachakarny running out of time and going to go down. That ball came out. That ball came out. Davis says they have it as we unpile it. As we await the call here.
Let's see.
And Davis does have it. So the Dart defense coming up with a turnover.
Jordan Tala, it looks like his hand is just fine because he got the ball and then some. Man, Davis coming back after that hot start from Weber. They said, hey, we want to defend this field. And that's the goal of every high school team, defend their high school field. Home field.
More than a field, they got to defend the tradition here at Davis.
There's some great tradition here.
I know.
Troy Hines, Tanner Hines, Gavin Fowler. They've had some absolute studs come through the doors here.
So, boy, Davis set up at the Weber 20-yard line. Short field opportunity here for the Darts to push this back to a 21-point lead, would tie the largest of the game. Oh, boy, little trickeration here and running out of time. Weber was ready for it as Cash Gates going to eat this back at the 35.
So you'd want to throw it away in that situation. I feel like this week both teams are going to be working on what happens when the ball's in the wide receiver's hands and you get an opportunity to throw. But that's a loss of...
A lot.
16.
Yep.
Whoa. Loss of 16 on that one.
Second down.
Might have taken them even out of field goal range.
It could have. That's a big loss for Davis.
That's a momentum killer right there.
We were trying to dig out from this turnover deep in their own end. Bessinger gets this into the flat and a good wrap up there. A couple strip attempts. Tyson Higgs is a loss here of 2 on that catch. And Davis going the wrong direction.
Pain train, binging the pain. Wow. Good for Tyler. That initial hit, you've seen these receivers. They're slippery. They're quick. They get out of the initial tackle. But when you get the gang tackle, that's when you're good. But this is a big third down.
3rd and 28 for the Darts.
We've got the single freshman manned up here at the bottom of the screen.
Bessinger running out of time. Tries to get rid of it. Hey, that's a nice catch by Coach Anderson. He's got something to show the group in film study tomorrow. Guys, this is how you do it.
Yeah, that was really tough for Davis. They went from being in scoring range and then some. I mean, they were at the 20 to now they're punting from their own 40.
It's a nice stop by this Weber defense. They're kind of backed up against the wall, need to get a stop, and they do.
Davis keeps trying to put the final nail in the coffin, and Weber hanging on for dear life in this battle of the Titans.
Davis here to punt. Haven't seen the punt group much tonight. This angled and into the Davis bench right around the 23-yard line. So
not quite to the original line of scrimmage. So what happened there, he was holding the ball at the very top of it, and he let the ball come outside of his leg. His leg chased the ball from the outside and crossed his body. Trying to be fancy, pulling the Aussie-style stuff out. If you don't know how to do it, don't attempt it. It's difficult.
That's why not many do, right? It's not an easy thing.
There's only a country of people that do, and this is not that country.
First down, Weber. Pressure on Ketchikarne again, and that one, boy, was intended for Moa. That nearly ended up in the fingertips of this Davis secondary.
Moa wasn't quite expecting that ball at that point, but he got his hands on it, but not securing the ball.
And look, I mean, you want to talk about tough night for Ketchikarne. He's had Davis defenders breathing down his throat all night. They've not let him get comfortable in the pocket.
Yeah, this defensive line is no joke. You worry about it, and then you face it, and you really worry about it.
Oh, and that one deflected, and it's going to be picked off. Deflected out of the hands of Weber, and here's McCoy Frazier with a return inside the 20 for Davis.
Davis coming back. McCoy Frazier did a great job being a center fielder in this side of the field. And goodness gracious, Ketchikarne is going to want that one back.
It wasn't him. He was on the sideline. It was Josh Hamblin there on that play for Weber.
Oh, man. This defensive line is a beast to face.
First down, Davis after the turnover to the ground. Talbot trying to get outside. Does. Boy, how about Talbot? Around a couple of Weber defenders as the first down.
That might have been the best run I've seen all night. Talbot is so hard to bring down. He's got that low center of gravity, spinning out of tackles. He's like a blender out there, getting all of the tackles missed and getting 10 yards.
First and goal here for Davis. Approaching 7 minutes left. Rolling. Running out of time. Just throws it up. Nothing there.
That was a dangerous throw right there, to be honest with you. Looking for his man, giving him an opportunity, but the defender was in between him and the ball.
It'll be second and goal here for Davis.
Weber has to keep this contained to a field goal attempt if they want to stay in this game.
Second down. Little delay. Bessinger, no, he's going to keep it. And Weber all over that one. Loss here 4.
Runs right into Tyler Payne. And that's what happens. Tyler's probably going to have another 10, 15, 20 tackle game when everything's said and done.
He's been very active tonight for Weber defensively. Had the interception to close out the first half as well.
The crazy thing is, all of the superstars in this game are all juniors, sophomores, and freshmen.
Yep.
Oh.
Davis hurrying up to the line. How about 4 receivers at the bottom of the formation? Bessinger, quick throw, and not much there. We'll bring up a 4th down.
That was a great read by Braylon Parker coming up and making the tackle. And Weber did what they needed to do after the interception, staying in the game and forcing the field goal.
How about 2 drives starting inside their own 21 and have a chance to just give up 3 points? That's pretty impressive from this D.
That's amazing, to be honest with you. So this is possible 3 points.
Yeah, 25-yarder here for Davis. This kick is up, and it is good.
Great kick right there. Davis staying ahead in the game, making it a 3-possession game.
44 seconds in the third period. The score, our guests, the Warriors 14, your Darts 31.
Well, good for Davis, right? I mean, you have 2 drives that start that close. You want to come away with something. I know they would have loved a touchdown, especially probably on both, but making it a 3-possession game, 5.5 to go here in the third.
That was a really big 3 points, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, 3-possession game is what you want, and just making that 3 points makes it that way. So they're getting ahead, and the clock is winding down, unless the clock operator has something to say about that.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, you think about this game, the drive that Weber put together, the drive Weber put together was 5+ minutes. They had the big play, but, I mean, you're in a similar situation. Weber's not been able to really move the ball briskly tonight. It's been very dependent on the run game, which is taking time off the clock, and so you're at a point where a 3-possession game with 5.5 left in the third, odds are in your favor here if you're the Darts.
Absolutely. So the Darts have been playing really well, and I've been so impressed with their defensive line. But Weber needs to convert third downs. That's the secret for them staying on the field and getting this done.
Hey, that was a good 7-yard run up, and it's 5 yards deep in the end zone, Moose. So there you go.
Yeah. 7 yards, it's weird to watch. The reason it's weird for me to watch, he starts his steps a yard in front of the ball. I've never seen that in my whole entire life.
He's an innovator.
Yeah, that's one way of saying that.
Come on, Moose.
I don't know about that
Innovation.
one. Innovation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ketchakarne here starting the drive at the 20.
Sorry.
They'll run. Boy, look at Davis just flow to the football. Not much room there for Dyson Parker to try to find.
That's what's crazy. If you took a picture of that right there, all 11 men were within 5 yards of the ball.
Yep.
The opposite corner, the flow. When I was at BYU, we used to do this drill called the pursuit drill. It was the scariest drill of my life, but it caused everyone to be within 5 yards of the ball and be in the screen. The one hard thing was they had to chase a rabbit, or what we called a rabbit. It was the kickers. And having Kyle Van Noy and Ziggy Ansah and Bronson Kafusi running at you is one of the scariest things of your entire life.
I was hoping it was a real rabbit.
Me too.
Ketchakarne stepping up, and he runs right in to that Davis defensive front. And guess who? It's Moala with the sack.
It's Jordan Towla, 52. That's what's
my
crazy.
bad.
They've just got a bunch of different guys that are interchangeable, it looks like. And usually you don't say that with Ami Moala on the field.
I thought it was 56. It is 52. Thanks for your backup there, Moose.
My bad. I'll come there a little quicker. Towla. But Jordan Towla, earlier in the game, I was worried he was hurt. His hand. Now, his hand feels great, but tomorrow it may not as much.
3rd and 13. Screen, Moa, and that'll do it. It'll be 4th and 11, and Weber here with not a lot of opportunities.
Yeah, trying to get the ball in your playmakers' hands, but when you've got that flow of the defense, it's hard. But that was Ami Moala right there coming down the line.
I was just predicting a 3rd down play.
I just felt it. It was Ami Moala next play.
Yeah.
Jordan Towla this play.
What happened was our producer muted my mic before I could say next play. So,
Come on, Vince. What are you doing up there?
I know. Weber to punt.
Oh, this could be. Oh, good catch right there.
The 40. Laying up that right side to midfield and more. Nice return there from Morrison.
If he would have let that ball go, it would have rolled all the way down to about the 5. But great job catching it. Sometimes just catching it as a returner is 90% of your job. This Davis team is really impressive.
They've been really impressive tonight.
1st and 10 Darts.
And they're still pretty young. They've got a lot of young contributors to this team.
Empty backfield design run for Bessinger, stepping up. We'll pick up 7 on the carry.
Young contributors just like Bessinger coming in and just running the ball. And the crazy thing is, we didn't know what their quarterback situation was going to be like coming into this season.
Right.
Because Jackson Stevens, good old 38, went up south.
Well, here's the thing. 6'4", 190 is what he's listed. Came into the game completing 62% of his passes, over 1,100 yards passing, 14 touchdowns, 6 picks through 5 games for Davis. This is a first-year starter as a sophomore. It's pretty good.
It's really good. There's a plethora of great sophomore quarterbacks, and he might be at the head of them.
A little shovel here. Baggett going to be close to the first down, about a yard short.
Yeah, think of all the sophomore quarterbacks in this state right now. Alta has one that's really good we saw last week. Helaman Kasuga is a great player. And now this young man from Davis as well.
3rd and 1. They'll run. Talbot left side. He's got it. Needed 1. Picked up 2.
Man.
That play results in a brown and gold.
Cash Gates coming on here. The neon greens, those have shown well tonight in more ways than one.
Like Aretha Franklin says, I have RESPECT for those SHOES.
Bessinger, he's going to come near side to the freshman. And a flag coming in here. Look, I think what we've seen tonight from Sparrow, he's a tough guard.
I really want to call him Jack so bad. I just want to be like Jack Sparrow down there, the Pirate R. But we'll let him continue to be Bode for now. But he's a Pirate through and through, especially how he blocks.
The PI there will grant Davis a first down.
And you can get away with a little bit as a cornerback, but number 12 was draped all over him.
I actually thought Sparrow was going to come up with that.
I thought so too. I was like, man, this freshman can do it all.
Yeah.
First and 10 for the Nords at the Warrior 20-yard line.
It's crazy to me the development of the young guys on these teams. There's more and more young players stepping up in this state.
Looking back for the freshman. And that one incomplete.
A little bit of a tackle before the ball got there, but Sparrow was still going for it. Sometimes it's a bang-bang play, but that one wasn't quite there. Some people call that blanket coverage. That might have been coffin coverage because it was a killer.
I see what you did there. We're quoting movies tonight. I got one for you. I just got to wait for the right time, but it's coming.
Little do you guys know, Dane doesn't have a job. He just watches movies during the week.
That is true. Some would agree with that. Here's Bessinger, buying time, dumps it with Sparrow. Pick up 6.
Sparrow.
Just don't tell my boss, okay? Keep that our secret.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
That was very facetious comment. Yeah. I've heard of the woes of Dane's job and the successes as well.
3rd down.
Look for Sparrow.
Oh, they'll go back to Gates.
Or just go to the touchdown master, Gates.
If you started him in fantasy this week, you got a pretty good matchup.
You know what? I really wish when we were at BYU, we actually did a Utah High School fantasy football bracket, had a draft and everything. It was one of the funnest things I've ever done. That year I had Covey and I dominated.
Yeah, you would have. You would have. Tonight, if you started Gates, you're winning. We'll just put it at that.
He may be the player of the week when everything's said and done.
Yeah, you could probably book that one. This kick up, this kick good. 38-14. How about the 17-0 spurt from Davis after Weber pulled to within 7. You're watching KSL Sports Rewinds, Game of the Week. 38-14. Boy, I thought Weber, you get touchdowns to close out the first half, start the second half. It's like, all right, we got a game. And Davis quickly being like, yeah, that was nice. No, we don't. This one's done.
Davis, they're really showing their dominance and their depth. The Davis Darts with dominating depth and some delicious football.
You know, here's the thing. You talk about Region 1. Obviously, this game was very interesting when we look at the schedule this week. We'll get into that as we were returning here from the 1, looking up that left side, and we'll be tackled around the 20. But look, you really think about Region 1, it was Weber, Davis, Syracuse coming into this week that were probably the forefront of that region. That's why we were doing this game. We thought, hey, here's a chance at potential region championship. Weber or Davis looking to be, the better in this matchup. When you think about Davis-Syracuse, Moose, is that intriguing after what you've seen from Davis tonight? Is Davis positioned to be able to win Region 1 this year?
Watching this defensive line, I absolutely think they are. Plus, Cash Gates, Bodie Sparrow. There's a lot to like about this Davis squad. They can make a run in the playoffs.
Swain running there left side. He gets popped right through the lane, but able to pick up a pair. I'll tell you what I've actually liked, too. For me, I always try to look at trends and stats and that sort of a thing. We talked about the year for Bessinger this year. They don't have a running back that's averaging, I think Pierce was averaging 3.5 yards a touch. The running game tonight for Davis has surprised me as that pass incomplete. I feel like, boy, what we've seen from Davis on the ground, done a nice job mixing up with Talbot, some called draws for Bessinger. It's kept this Weber defense honest.
Yeah. Well, not just honest. Abraham Lincoln is keeping them as honest as they can be with how honest they are.
The 3rd and long. Boy, that screen just over the defensive line, and look out!
And this is what Weber does.
Swain down the sideline to the 10, touchdown, but a penalty flag back here is going to take it off the board. A holding call will bring it back.
Oh, great effort by Deuce Wright right there. He was stride, but the refs are saying, come on back. Great play, and this is what Weber can do. They're explosive and can get all the way down. Davis was very fortunate right there with a possible hold or something of that sort.
And here's the thing. Like, you watch tape on Weber, and Swain's a guy that, as I've watched, I'm like, man, that kid pops. He's quick, shifty, dynamic playmaker. They haven't been able to get him the ball in space like that. But you see how quickly he can make you pay, right? And, boy, that kid can be electric.
Yeah. What's happening is Davis is coming down, and if you can get over the top, that's 6.
How about the touch on that, too? Right over the defensive line.
If the defensive lineman was about an inch taller, that ball is not getting to the desired target. Oh, that is such a huge holding call.
Yeah, it is.
Davis is thanking their lucky stars that handkerchief came onto the ground. It's dirty, it's ugly, it's yellow, it's gross, but they're thankful for it.
Yes, they are. So it'll be 3rd and 15 here for Weber instead. Catch Carne going deep. And that was thrown outside. Will fall to the turf incomplete. It'll bring up a 4th down.
Man, looks like the punt unit's going to come out now.
Elmore's been good tonight for Weber as well.
Elmore has been great. He's done some great stuff on both sides of the ball.
He's another one of those juniors for this Weber offense.
There's some of these guys that will be getting NIL deals soon from companies like Encore with Keaton Tippett. So it's just fun to see punting because he was a former punter as well.
Well, look at this. This is a good 11 yards behind the punter to kick this one away. This one angled again, trying to negate a return as it will take a Weber bounce.
What are you doing on the ground, young man? Get up. That took a great bounce for the punter.
8 seconds left here in our 3rd quarter.
Man, great punt, just like Keaton Tippett used to do for Maple Mountain. I'm excited to see this Davis offense again. The darts are just throwing strikes and bullseyes all over the place.
They'll run it. This is Talbot able to duck under the initial tackle. We'll pick up 3, and that'll do it. Third quarter in the books. Davis pushing the lead. 38-14, Darts lead as we head to the fourth quarter. Coming up after this. Welcome back. Want to thank our sponsors. Igloo Outfitters has the coziest wearable sleeping bag, and they've got you covered during those chilly days and nights that are right around the corner here in Utah. Worry no more about the weather and watch your favorite team in comfort with Igloo Outfitters. That's Igloo, I-G-L-U. Go to igloooutfitters.com and enter Rewind for $20 off. Never miss the moments with Igloo Outfitters. Davis, the Spirit team dancing. Never miss the moment. There have been a lot of moments tonight that the faithful here at Davis are going to be glad they did not miss. As on this second down, they look to get it to Baggett. Weber there to make the stop.
What a great tackle by Tyler Payne. This game has not gone how he wants it to, but he has been able to still make a plethora of tackles.
A free play here.
So the clock hasn't started yet.
Yeah.
Even though we've had a play.
Taylor Payne with the tackle for the Warriors. The third down.
The Davis sideline is about to lose their mind over the clock.
Third down. We're just going to let ours pause here. Here's Gates, and he'll be pushed out of bounds. Be short of the first down by about a yard. Set up a 4th and short. Boy, they gave him a first. Wow, I thought he was short. My bad. First down, Davis.
Well, that seemed like an 8-yard first down. All righty then.
Bessinger over the middle, has Baggett. Across midfield, down to the 38 as we've got a penalty flag back near midfield.
I always like seeing Tyson Baggett get involved in the game plan. He was a force last year and then some.
Yeah.
I think he had almost 1,000 yards, if not more.
Wow.
But these receivers are great, and I love how they're bringing up the young ones to compete as well.
Ineligible man downfield for the Darts, so that'll bring it back.
Nonetheless, great play by Tyson Baggett.
It was. It just won't count. But it was a nice play. You should put that on film.
Yeah, absolutely. See, the goal of every kid here is to get the huddle highlight. That means one good play a quarter. That's all you need. One great play a quarter. When you break it down like that, yeah, I can do one play, play a quarter. I can get a sack every quarter.
And Davis has been well beyond that goal. Bessinger under pressure and goes down.
That was a great stiff arm, but not good enough to stay up. Number 28, Austin Goosey, coming up and getting the sack, and it's a costly sack too. They're no longer 1st and 10. They are 2nd and looks like 23?
23.
23?
Yeah, 24. You know, back in our day, Moose, you had the loose jerseys. That was a lot easier to do. The tight jersey, that's not easy, you know?
The rip-away jerseys. They have 10 of them in this, ready to go for you.
2nd down, Bessinger. Oh, how about the pump fake?
Whoa.
That's driving a man into the ground. How about the, and I don't mean that dirty, like Parker was all over that, but we do have a flag here from the back judge. Maybe in illegal participation. He's quickly counting here for, no, I'm good. I got 11.
9, 10, 11. Well, the ref counted one twice.
Waved it off.
I love how all of us are counting really quick. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 2 is 11. Man, great play. Big 3rd down. Probably not going to run it at this point, but Weber State is pinning their ears back and coming after the quarterback.
It is Weber High School. A couple times you said Weber State.
Weber State is great, great, great. Oh, man.
Here's Talbot looking left side. A flag here. I think you're going to decline this one, right?
Probably.
Owen Talbot on the carry.
Weber State. Come on, Moose.
You're good.
We're in the
good,
state of Utah. We're watching Weber. Everyone knows that.
We have another penalty flag here right around where the tackle was made. I don't know if that's the same infraction or not.
Man,
We've had a lot of penalties tonight.
is that 3 flags on the field? Or?
Yeah.
Wow.
2.
Holding on the offense declined. Okay.
Well, I think because you decline that, because then you set up personal foul.
Oh.
There you go.
Second penalty is against the guards.
Do you lose the down?
No.
Okay, so replay third. You would take the 15.
Yes.
This student section has been really impressive.
It's jersey night tonight, so they're decked out in some jerseys from my day, and I mean, there's a Grant Hill jersey down there. I had that same one.
Grant Hill.
I'm not kidding.
Man, okay. Grant Hill was supposed to be the next Michael Jordan.
And I never said that. I wasn't that.
I said that.
I know.
He got hurt.
I'm saying I wasn't that.
He played forever, too.
My bad. 4th down here. Grant was a nice player.
Solid player. Big punt. Let's hope they get back to the line of scrimmage.
And it will get close. Oh, hey, it's almost got a first down there.
Solid bounce. After all that. Came off his foot a little bit funny. He's got to get that ball over his right leg.
They'll start at their own.
So Weber will start at their own 43. 10 to play here in regulation. Do want to thank Heidemann Associates, a flat fee law service with locations throughout the Wasatch Front. And they're all about you. They want to make sure you're taken care of, and a full service law firm as well. If you've got a legal need, call the experts at Heidemann Associates. Call 801-472-7742. First down, Weber. They'll run. Turning back towards the middle there is
Had a big old pop from Almy Moala, but didn't go down. That's not something you say very often.
The others on the tackle.
pick up 5 yards there.
Good for 5 yards. Will be second down, 2nd and 5.
Oh,
Ketchikarne looking deep, has a man, and that was just overthrown. Well, I don't know if MoMA maybe paused early in that route.
it looks like he did. And you just got to be able to keep running through that. He didn't expect that ball to be coming because the D-line was right there. And Ketchikarne heaved it up and gave himself an opportunity to get there.
That could have been 6.
5 yards to go. It's third down.
I got a question for you.
Shoot.
You know, in a previous year, corners in Region 4,
Okay.
right? This
Yes.
year we have realignment. Corners in Region 2. The rest of the teams are in Region 3. Minus Corner Canyon, is Davis the best team outside of Region 3? As they run here, and that stops for no gain. It'll be 4th and 5.
For me, it's between Davis. I really like Davis. I think they've got a great thing going for them. Syracuse, I think it's going to come down to them for the region championship. And Mountain Ridge.
Okay. 4th down. Ketchikarne surveying, looking for something. Not a lot of options. Has to get rid of it. Has a man. That caught. Nice toe touch and out of bounds to pick up the first down. It was Elmore once again on the reception.
But that's a really good question right there.
Well, here's the thing, right? Like, Harriman has had weeks where they've looked really impressive. We've seen Mountain Ridge. Very impressed with Mountain Ridge.
Yep.
You know, I think it's a good. I agree. I think Syracuse right there. I'm really interested in that Davis-Syracuse games. There's a lot of teams that can, you know, have candidacy for that. How about that strike for Moa on the slant? He'll pick up 11 and a first down for Weber.
And that's what we expected from Moa. Moa has two brothers, both at BYU right now, and a father that played at Utah as well.
First down. Here's Elmore. Man, it feels like when the offense for Weber is in rhythm, it's really good.
It's great. They just haven't had the rhythm this whole night, it feels like.
And credit Davis defensively. We talked with Coach Anderson before the game, and you asked him, hey, what do you prep for with Davis? He's like, look, we got to be ready for their defensive line. They are really strong. It's like, we got to come out ready to play. Looking, end zone, and this thrown up, nearly intercepted.
Interception.
Nick Johnson is going to want that one back for sure. He was the only person in the vicinity within probably 30 yards of the ball. And he had a shot to get that interception, and it slipped right through his fingers.
We talk about Syracuse, how strong they are. That's going to be the next game for Weber. It doesn't get any easier. You go from playing Davis to going to play Syracuse. This will be a good measuring stick for them. Look, they'll bounce back, but they'll have they'll have a challenge for them next week too. Third and short here for the Warriors, and we got a timeout here going to be taken.
Syracuse with no joke. I mean, they've got Ben Aker-Otis. They've got two receivers that are phenomenal.
Yeah,
they've got Jake Hopkins. They've got a lot of things that are going their way, and Weber's got to really gird up their loins and get ready for that battle.
Could be a very interesting one. Weber going to take a timeout here. We'll step aside real fast and be back after this. 3rd and 4 for Weber.
Big third down here for Weber if they want a chance at all in this game.
They'll go to the ground and pick up about just a yard. That was down, so no fumble there. So now it'll be 4th and 3.
Do you kick the field goal? What do? You
go for it.
Oh, man, no more kickers. Come on.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
You need a field goal eventually, but I'm of the belief that you save the field goal for last.
Yeah. Right? This is a pretty big field goal, too. It's a 34. So that's a big old kick.
I got to get to the 14-yard line. Do the Weber Warriors for a new set of downs. Play clock down to 5. Catch Carney. Play action. Looking. End zone. Has a man caught.
Wow.
Touchdown, Moa.
Touchdown.
That's what you look for from your playmaker. You say, Salisi, go get this ball, and he does it. Moa was not open. He found his way to get open. He did a great job right there, getting into the end zone, getting Weber back in this game, making it a 3-possession game instead of a 4 now.
This is interesting. It looks like Weber's going to elect to go for 2 here. Would make it a 16-point game. And
that's the right call. It can be a 2-possession game if you get this 2-point conversion. Yeah. In college, they have a guy with a book that follows the head coach around for percentages, what you should do, all that jazz. And this is a real interesting formation.
2-point try here for Weber. They got trips to the bottom of the screen. That throw, oh boy. Upended, incomplete. That 2-point try, no good, but how about the sideways somersault there, upended by that Davis D.
Cash Gates says, I can catch a lot of touchdowns, but don't you dare try to cross that line when I'm here. Wow, Cash Gates. You strut your stuff, young man. Holy Hannah.
This is one of those games where, look, his huddle might be littered with plays from this game.
Gosh dang it. There's a lot of coaches around the state right now saying, who's the kid in the lime green cleats? Wow.
6'1" senior.
Good size.
Yeah. 6'1", 190.
Probably a safety at the next level, but he has been impressive at receiver as well.
You know, he's listed as a wide receiver, safety.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. Man. Now,
you onside here if you're Weber?
Well, that's what they've done since the beginning of the game, so probably.
They did it once.
They line up in this formation where they're 4-4. Like,
Yeah, but they haven't. They've only tried it once.
I know. So you've got 5 to the bottom of the screen, 4 to the top. I'd probably take the 5-on-3 right here that you're getting and try that onside kick. Try to kick it right between the 2 at the bottom of your screen, 25 and number 2, would be the goal.
And that's
And a pop-up.
Try to beat it with speed. It was close, but will be kneeled at the 29. Did have a collision on the sideline. We're all good.
So if you're doing that type of kick, you really want to kick it about 15 yards, 15 to 20 just over the heads. He got a little excited, got a little bit far, and that just hurts your heart as a specialist to see the ball end up in the wrong hands.
I don't know that I've ever seen that work out, but that one was actually a lot closer than I expected when it left his foot.
So I've seen it work out in college a lot, actually.
Okay.
So what they'll do is they'll take 10 of the guys and leave one on the sideline by the numbers and just chip it up to them.
Let me clarify. I watch a lot of Idaho games. I've never seen it work out in an Idaho game. So here's Cash able to pick up 4.
That was a little bit late, Payne.
Yeah, going to get a flag on that one.
The frustration is starting to boil over because these are rivalry games at this point. Nothing's worse than a cramp. I had one the other night in bed, and I was just really writhing in pain. Had my wife stretch me out right after that.
You know, I was at a program this week. It was an evening this week, right? So not around a game, and the coaching staff was like, if you don't want to cramp up, start drinking water now. You can't drink on Friday. You got to drink all week. So
it's true.
There you go, Moose. You got to drink more water.
I'm not arguing with that at all. I try to get my runs in the morning. I'm dehydrated coming from that. I feel a fool. But
that's the other problem. Just don't run. Take my approach. Just don't run. Just be lazy.
The problem is if I don't run, I become an Oompa Loompa real quick.
Yeah, me too, man.
I'll have people whistling while I go by. Start singing Oompa Loompa Doompity Doo.
First down. Be at the 49-yard line. Moose, I'm there with you, man. It's an unfortunate life. Don't get old. It's overrated. Empty backfield here for Bessinger. Play clock down to 2. And they're not going to get it. Delay a game.
The slot receiver was trying to call timeout right there. He's like, come on. I think that was Baggett. He's like, hey, I'm a senior here. I know we should call timeout when the clock's about to hit 0. The fans are not happy about that.
Well, it is a 3-possession game. It'll be all right.
I don't know. I demand perfection from my teams. It's kind of like, did you see Alabama? Nick Saban had his radio show.
No.
He has this guy that calls in every week named Bubba or something like that. And he's all like, Coach Saban, what are we going to do about the offensive line? And he's like, I've been waiting for your call, Bubba.
Oh, that's great.
It's like, that's the epitome of SEC football right there.
Yeah. Blitz coming from Weber. Oh, and Davis. Boy, they had a great play call for it. It just couldn't be handled. Incomplete. Man, a 3rd down.
Tyler Payne is flying around the field. He was putting pressure on the quarterback, and then if that ball was caught, he was going to make the tackle on the other side as well.
My bad. 2nd down. Math is hard on a Friday night.
Math is hard Monday through Friday and Saturday, and especially on Sunday.
I was rounding. 2nd and 15. There's Cash. And hauled out of bounds at the 45.
Cash might be the most reliable player on the field right now. I wonder what his stats are because he has had a heck of a game.
A plethora of catches for a lot of yards and 4 touchdowns. Boy, that one able to snag it out of the air despite the defender coming. How about Cash dragging this Warrior defense?
He finally got shoved out of bounds, but my goodness. He's as reliable as the sun coming up.
You know, Cash had according to stats reported,
Okay.
Cash had 3 receiving touchdowns coming into the game tonight. Our good friend Sparrow had 6. Cash didn't like that too much. He's got 4 of them.
He's like, Sparrow, got you by 1 now,
That's right.
buddy.
That's right. The battle is on.
Senior versus freshman.
That's right.
Senior advantage right now.
They'll run on first down.
Oh.
Nice pop there as Pierce able to pick up about 3.
Man.
He darts to the near side.
The score doesn't reflect how physical, how close this game has
Very
been
physical.
in all reality.
For the boys.
Very physical tonight. We've heard a lot of pops. And going down on the field before the game, we didn't get there before Davis cleared, but man, Weber, like being around them, they're big. They got some good size.
They have some great size.
I'll tell you, Davis has really good size. Bessinger looking, that incomplete, and a flag here going to be thrown. And a pass interference call here coming. I mean, Weber looks big when you're standing next. Davis looks big from up here. Like, Davis is big.
On that last play, the defender has to make the tackle, but the offense needs to have the ball before he makes that tackle.
Pass interference. Is the call on the field.
I'll move Davis down to the 19-yard line. So the dart's in the red zone.
In the Chick-fil-A goal zone.
Davis looking for more. Bessinger to the end zone for Sparrow. Caught! Touchdown! Bodie Sparrow, the freshman, with his first touchdown reception tonight.
The freshman says, not so fast. 7-7. The internal battle between the receiving corps continues. But my goodness, I was excited to watch Bodie Sparrow. I was talking about him with Ross Oppo earlier this week. I was like, tell me about this Bodie Sparrow kid. He's like, I love him. And then now I'm watching him. I can't believe he's a freshman. Did he get held back 2 years, 3 years? Who knows at this point?
I mean, he doesn't look like a freshman. He doesn't play like a freshman.
He doesn't even act like a freshman.
Everyone at Davis is super glad he's a freshman because they get 3 more years of this. Point after try is up. It is good. 45-20. What a night for the Davis Darts.
Man. Is he even in the high school yet? I know when I was in high school, we started 10.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a junior high scenario or a middle school.
That's what's crazy. Probably going back to his school, and he's like, hey, how'd Little League go this week, you guys? Did you have fun at your game? Did you win? Did you catch my game on KSL Rewind? I hope you did. It was really fun. Can't wait to see you next year up there.
There are not a lot of freshman receivers that have the kind of year that Sparrow's having.
No.
And it happens, right? I don't mean to.
Last year, Salisi Moa.
Yeah.
And that's impressive.
Yeah.
But that's not all I can throw out. Crew Jones, maybe, up at Ridgeline.
Yep.
But it's rare. 7 touchdowns in 5 games.
And how about this? His quarterback is just a sophomore. So that connection's going to be around for a while.
Yeah, you look at Syracuse, you're like, they're all seniors, we're not worrying about them. You look at Davis, you're like, the core of their team is sophomores.
Yeah.
And their possible top player is a freshman.
Well, and you look at some of the guys up front defensively, I mean, Moala's a sophomore. Again, like, they got youth on both sides of the line of scrimmage. This kick into the end zone for the touchback.
Man, it is so crazy to me that these kickers are just kicking it in the end zone all willy-nilly. I had to train my butt off to do that. I'm like, how in the world are they just walking out there and it's like, I'll 3-step it into the end zone, I'll 1-step it into the end zone.
Can you get in the end zone still, Moose?
No.
No?
Not now. After blowing my knee out, I don't know if I could get it to the opposite 40.
Oh, come on. I got faith in you. Maybe one of these days we'll get a teal out for old Moose here.
Yeah.
First down.
Oh.
Catch Carne. Again, boy, not a lot of options. And he'll just throw that into space, incomplete.
Smart. Live to see another day right there.
Jimmy Moala on the hurry.
Second down. Pressure up the middle, over the middle. That caught. First down for Elmore as he takes it up to the 37.
Great job by Ian Elmore. He's had a sneaky good game tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, he has. First down. Over the middle again. This one caught by Parker as it's across the 50 into Davis territory, the 41.
There is a soft spot in the zone that needs to be addressed by Davis. It is just right there in the middle. They're not allowing anything to go over the top, but they are allowing the underneath pass, and that's hurting them now.
First down. Catch Carne. Gonna slip out of it. He lost the football. Picks it back up. Oh, hey, we got magic here. And then, just short-armed it. You had an opportunity for a special play. Just had a little, not enough on it.
I have never seen the ball get stripped from the quarterback, pick it back up, and continue like nothing happened.
That's where I was hoping for, like, the 40-yard bomb to the end zone, right?
He's like, I'm just going to take this dump-off pass. No, sling it, young man.
Yeah.
The Irish are behind you.
Second down. Little screen, incomplete.
Oh.
Couldn't tell if Junie Moala, the sophomore, got a hand on it.
Wasn't quite ready for that. Didn't think it was getting there, and when it hit his hands, he was not quite prepared for it.
3rd and 10. Catch a Carne hobbling there a little bit as he came over. And now we've got a whistle here from the back judge. And
someone have a little bit too much swag? Let's see. Knee pad timeout?
Certain. I didn't see a timeout indication, but Weber's heading over to the sideline. Davis kind of wondering what's happening here.
I am in the same boat. Ref timeout? I don't know.
Davis going to call the troops over too. We'll step aside here. Brief timeout. 4th down for Weber when we come back. There's confusion on the downs. So we got that all clarified. It's 3rd down. The marker said 4, scoreboard said 4, so officials stopped it to get that all clarified. 3rd and 10. Catch Carne over the middle. Moose, you talked about it, that soft spot. Moa with the reception, takes it to the 21. First down, Weber.
It took Weber a while to find that soft spot, and Davis needs to address it. They're doing a great job not giving anything over the top after it happened to them twice, but you cannot just give up the whole middle of the field as well.
Well, if it's a one-possession gain, there's probably truth to that.
Okay.
I don't know if Davis is too worried about that, seeing as how there's 4 minutes to go. A flag here on the field.
I'll give you that one, Dane. I'm just in the game. I don't even look at the scoreboard most of the time.
I'm all about situation. And the situation here is my back is starting to go. We got 4 minutes to go here. We're just trying to get through this thing.
If you guys tune into our cast, you'll know that I have feet problems. Dane has back problems. Yeah. 2 old coots just yelling at the football field.
Procedure penalty makes it 1st and 15 here for the Warriors. Screen. Moa.
Wow.
Nay.
Great tackle by number 11. That's Damon Brown coming up and making a phenomenal tackle.
I'll lose a yard on the play. Second and 16. Little double move over the middle. That caught. Elmore looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Weber.
Elmore with another touchdown. Really impressive, and that brings us back within 20. Really good confidence-building drive for Weber. It's tough as can be to be playing in a situation like this, but really impressive.
You talk about that defense opening up. You could see that double move. He goes for that deep outside flag route and then cuts back to the middle. Set up well as Weber here going to take a timeout. You wonder if they're thinking about going for 2 here. But quick timeout here on the point after would make it a 17-point game.
Okay. Sorry, I'm doing the math in my head
Well,
real
and here's
quick.
the other thing, situational, right? Like, yeah, the 2 point maybe doesn't make a difference tonight, doesn't make a difference next week, gives you an opportunity to go practice it.
Yeah. I think it's an elitist play against kickers, and this should never be allowed. But they should allow a 2-point conversion to just be a 50-yard field goal and see if it goes in.
Hey, how do you feel about getting rid of kickers even more so and doing a 4th and 15 instead of a kickoff?
I hate it so much. Just so freaking much. I can't even talk to it.
2-point try here for Weber. Looking back corner. Did he catch that? No, incomplete. Well, I thought he had it. And now a late flag going to come in here as there was some extracurricular, and we're not talking about the old debate team. So flag here on the 2-point try.
Do you know what I really liked about that play?
Huh.
The ref has a cannon for that flag.
Hey,
it wasn't a regular flag. It was, you're getting out right there. That would have been a strike at the MLB stadium.
Got to get to the spot, man. I've got good associations with a couple of officials, not a lot. Most don't like us, but hey, we're working on that.
It's not your fault they don't like us. Let's be honest about that one.
One of them, I always tell them, hey, if you're doing a game and I'm calling it, I got to see you rocket that thing 30 yards, right? We got to get it to the spot. It's a good arm. Yeah, so the call there will be marked off here on the kickoff.
Always a sad day when it's marked off on the kickoff. I'd rather take it on the PAT, to be honest with you, as a kicker. Like, let's do a long PAT. That'll be cool. Put it on the highlights.
Well, let's see if he'll take a 10-yard run up here and get it into the end zone. You haven't liked the 5-yard thing.
The one
Well, this is the 2. Yeah, this is the 2-3-yarder, huh?
Well, this could actually play an advantage because they've done pop-ups. They've done an onside.
That's true.
There's just that big space between these two guys right here where the 40-yard line points. That's where you want the ball to be.
We'll see if Weber attacks that same spot again. It's where they tried last time. They'll go the other way. And this one fielded. And Sparrow will
Smart getting down, Sparrow.
take it to the 44.
Good job.
Oh, Davis can come out, run the clock off, and what's been a statement game for the Davis Darts on both sides of the ball.
It's almost just a first down, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, Weber with the one timeout left. Not a lot they can do. Obviously, multi-possession game. I'm going to make a statement here, Moose.
Go for
This
it.
is the most impressive Davis team I've seen in a long time. Long time.
Honestly, for me, probably since 2009.
Long time.
Like, the last time I saw a Davis team like this, they had the Hines brothers.
And they've had good years.
Yes.
But to me, this has been dominant at every aspect of the game. It's just been different tonight as they'll run it here. And on this carry, it's Josh Barker with an 8-yard pickup.
And knowing that they need one first down, they just got 8 yards or
Right.
7 yards on the first carry.
And here's where, to me, like, I hadn't seen them play. I've seen highlights, but I hadn't seen a game coming into this. And you look at stats like, okay, they're pass heavy. They're pass heavy. But you watch tonight, it's like, no, they can run the football. Like, they can do that. It's really their option of how they want to move it. And it's been effective.
Wow.
Barker
and then
again.
you see a run like that.
Well, I mean, he should have been tackled 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and instead he picks up a first down.
On the carry, penalty marker.
But a holding will negate it.
Is the call on the field against the Darts.
Great job right there by Davis. This really is a super impressive team, and I think they could make it to the turf, to be honest with you. They might need to have a good run.
You need a good matchup.
Yeah.
Right?
But they're a team like Weber 2 years ago that could make it to the turf.
Yeah, here's the thing, right? And I hope this doesn't come out the wrong way. You don't want to run into a corner canyon in the second round, right? And with the RPI, you never quite know how that's going to settle. You don't think that will be the case. Even the quarters, you want to delay that matchup as long as you can, right?
Absolutely. I was laughing. Mountain Ridge is a phenomenal team. And someone asked me today, they're like, what do you think the score of the Corner Canyon Mountain Ridge game will be? I'm like, honestly, 56-14? And Mountain Ridge is a good team.
It's no offense. That's a Chevy against a Ferrari.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with a Chevy.
No. And Mountain Ridge is young. Corner Canyon, you have the nation's leading quarterback in statistics, touchdowns and yards in Isaac Wilson. You have Take Care. You have Jerome Miles. You have, Cash.
You've got an offensive line
that's
that is
decent.
big and is physical.
They could go into college right now.
Yeah.
The whole line.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
We haven't even talked about the defense. 3rd and 7.
Dumb.
They'll run again.
Great.
And they'll pick up the first down. It's Barker picking up 8.
Josh Barker.
And that should do it.
That should do it.
That play results.
Well, Davis, they have now won their 5th straight game to improve to 5-1. They'll stay in region play next week to take on the Fremont Silverwolves. Statement win tonight for the Darts.
Yeah. Great team. This has been an entertaining game. And then some.
And look, all is not lost for Weber. We haven't highlighted. There's been a lot happening in the Weber program to start the year. They've worked through that. The locker room has stayed together. I know this loss is, you're going to go back, you're going to see things on tape. The penalties didn't help early on. But they have a chance to make it all right next week. You go beat Syracuse, and then you hope for Davis to beat Syracuse. You can still end up in a region championship scenario.
Absolutely. It's hard to come into this Davis team, this Davis home field. They've got a lot of good things going for them.
Yeah.
Fantastic crowd, fantastic team.
Final play, the Davis Darts came out with a bang. Weber pulled back to one possession, and Davis then ran away with it. 45-26, your final, as the Darts start off region play with a big win. Moose, your final thoughts and a selection of a player of the game.
My final thoughts is this Davis team is for real. My player of the game is going to be Cash Gates. The floodgates are open when he's on the field. It doesn't matter defense, special teams, offense. He was an absolute unit, getting 4 touchdowns.
Of the game, as Davis, again, 45-26 over Weber. For Mike Christensen, Moose Bingham, my name is Dane Stewart. Thank you for joining us here on KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week, presented by Heidemann and Associates. A reminder, join us every Friday night as we take you through all the best games across the state, all the way to state championships, only on KSLSports.com. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on KSL Sports Rewind. Good night, everybody.